Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Episode 14, Love in the Time of HYDRA. This was definitely an interesting episode because we got to see a lot of different facets happening, all at once. A lot of different stuff was going off. Characters realized certain things by the end of the episode. Some characters were kind of taken out of their element and put in, all new locations. It happened, for two separate characters, actually. And it was fun to see some characters come back. Like, we got to see Ward come back and Agent 33, who we find out her name is Kara by the end of this episode. And honestly, I completely forgot Ward was ever a character, and maybe, I don't know, he hasn't been in an episode. I want to say it's been like over a month worth of episodes. And of course, it's been even longer with like the whole Agent Carter stuff going on in between seasons. I completely forgot about Ward. Like, he was in the first 3 or 4 episodes, and then we have like 10 whole episodes, almost 10 episodes without him in it, and it's like, oh well, I forgot he was even remotely involved, honestly. And it's weird, it feels that way, but I know that actually he was in like the mid-season finale, and it's only been like 3 or 4 episodes since then. But I just completely forgot about his character, just all together. Like, I forgot he existed. Like, honestly, everything that happened before the mid-season finale is kind of like nothing. Like, the stuff with Whitehall, forgot he was even a guy. I forgot about them doing like their weird sort of mind games where it's like your compliance will be rewarded, all that stuff. I forgot about all of that crap because it's like, that's done. Like, who gives a crap? Those people have all been like killed off. Aside from Skye's father, those people are either dead or they just haven't been in an episode. I honestly forgot about all of that stuff, and it's just been like all Inhumans, like people with superpowers. Skye has powers, Raina has powers. What's Raina doing right now? What's Skye's father going to be doing? What's he doing right now that he left after the one Inhuman came and took him out of the last episode? All this other stuff, that's what really has me captivated. And then Ward comes back in, and it's like, I completely forgot about this guy. Like, you just wasn't remotely on my mind. It was cool to see him. I do like his character. It was awesome to see him as a villain when we found that out, even in the first season. And he was cool in this season as well, even though he was mostly locked up until he had like the epic escape and like even, killed his family and stuff. It was like just crazy. And, now that he's in this episode and we finally got to see, what happened after they left Puerto Rico, and he was taken by Agent 33 after Skye like shot him in the stomach. They're together now. They work together and have an interesting relationship where they don't mind, kind of making out and stuff. And Kara doesn't even mind wearing Skye's face for a little bit, which is a really interesting scene. I definitely like that scene where it's like she knows how he feels about Skye, but at the same time he's become very detached from his emotional feelings towards her because he was shot in the stomach. She really didn't give a crap. It was, it was nothing. So that was the scene I really enjoyed watching for his character because we knew the attachment that they had to each other. It was kind of obvious, and it was just a good moment to see his character finally break away from that, even though that's kind of what made his character more enjoyable to watch, because it was, initially it was just like they fell for each other, and then it got to the point where, he was the murdering bad guy who, was just killing people off, and she was still just Skye, and it's like, it's not the same thing anymore. She's still her, but you're like the evil villain, working for HYDRA, basically, even though he would always say, I don't work for HYDRA. He worked for the guy he followed. I can't think of his name anymore. But, it made him very interesting. And now he's finally had that separation where it's like, I can't feel that way because it was kind of stupid. And he even says, like, I'm not insane. He knows, that was like the ultimate lesson. You get shot in the stomach, you gotta let that junk go. And that's what he did. So it was definitely cool to have that scene. And he's just, as deadly as he was. We actually didn't see him do as much as I would have liked. Like, I feel like we saw more of Agent 33 than we actually did of Ward, and we got to see her get like a reconstructed mask and stuff, so it holds 3 faces at one time now. And they go in, mess with Talbot again, and it's like whenever he's in there, it's never because he's able to just do something. It's like something's happening to him, or he's going for something and the team is going for it, and they have to go up against him and stuff. So it was actually kind of cool to see him in there, and they had like a couple of funny scenes, like when he grabbed the woman's face and stuff, and then like he's holding his wife up and she's freaking out and crying, and he's like, it was like, crap, did I just hold up my wife and make her cry? So it was like just some silly stuff that they were able to throw in for his character, which I enjoyed. The stuff we got with like the real Shield, that was probably my favorite part of this episode, or second favorite part. Is actually kind of on par with the stuff with Ward, just because we kind of got to see that relationship between Ward and Agent 33 grow in this episode. So it's kind of tied in her really getting revenge on the people that kind of took her in, kind of getting revenge on the last part of Hydra that she can get revenge on. It, like, even just with the ending by itself, it has me really excited for what they might have planned, and because she's the one that knows their secrets, really, at least as far as the mind control stuff goes. So I'd love to see it if they kind of take over that aspect, at least, of how they recruit people, where it's not, hey, join us and kind of do this and do that, but they take people in that they know are strong or that they simply want revenge against, and then they mind control them or something, because she knows how it happened to her, so she knows how to do it to other people. And I'd love to see them kind of take that really powerful mind control weapon that they had, that Hydra used to have, and use it for whatever means they're going to need it for. But I thought that was really cool. And then, like I said, the stuff with the real Shield was probably, if not my favorite, then second favorite. They're really close together. And all of that stuff was really cool too. We got to see some of these other members. We got to hear them talk about a lot of different things. Like, they mentioned Hartley and how she probably could have survived, and they talked with Hunter about some of the not so great qualities of Coulson. And he even mentions, like, not to say you guys don't have any good points, like, sure, you guys have a few, but all in all, he's not like a horrible person. He's a good guy. And that's not really what it's about for them. It's like his change in demeanor after he was officially killed in the Avengers is kind of the issue they have. Like, all the secrets and stuff that Nick Fury has, which is, that was kind of his shield. It's like shield and then secrets. That's it. And it's, shield, and that's what it was. But for them, shield was just like this thing that helped people, but there weren't all these lies and all these secrets, and they feel that Coulson just carries on Fury's secretive agenda, really. And in a sense, he definitely does, because he does keep up with the same type of shield that Nick Fury established. And even more so, like, they knew about the alien writing and things like that. Like, he was kind of driven crazy and stuff, and certain things happened because of his personality, which wasn't, of course, under his control with the whole alien DNA thing, but, he has alien DNA, and it kind of changed him. So, they have all these different things that they want to take Coulson out for, and, I can't wait to see how things go. And Hunter, being gone for all this time, it's like, okay, well, they have to come up with a story for Mac, and when he gets back, May doesn't believe him, Coulson doesn't believe him, so they're gonna try to figure stuff out. The preview for the next episode makes it seem, I'm hoping it wasn't just like, here's a bunch of clips for the whole trailer to make it seem like the entire episode is this, but hopefully the whole episode, or at least 89%, I don't know why I said 59, but like 89% or something like that, I hope, is really, Shield versus Shield, and them finding out who Hunter and Bobby work for. They're, in the trailer, once again, it seemed like several different scenes where they were all going up against, quote-unquote real Shield. And we had, like, May versus Bobby. We had Coulson, at least, talking with Mac. It seemed like that was after he'd already been held up and stuff. He just wanted to know what was going on. But they get infiltrated and stuff, and we're going to get to see that. And I think it's going to be fun. They're going to even go out and find Skye in the cabin and stuff like that. So I'm incredibly excited for the next episode, because I don't know where it could really go. It's like they're going to be dealing with kind of the real Shield, and if they're going to be taken in, then that leaves huge open space for some of the other villains. It leaves space open for Ward and Kara to do whatever it is they're gonna do with. I can't think of his name at all right now. I couldn't even pronounce it when they were saying it. But like, what are they gonna do with him? We of course still have Skye's father and what he's gonna do. Technically, we still have Reyna. I don't know really where her character lies at this point. I don't think she's gonna be a villain in any way. And she was also taken by the same person that took Skye's father, and we haven't seen her since. But Skye's father is, in close proximity. I have to assume, unless she, left somewhere else. But after he was taken, I have to assume they're somewhat close in proximity to each other. So they're in the same village or same castle or temple or wherever that room is. We only got to see that room, so wherever that is, I feel like Rain is still there, and we're gonna get some scenes where we get to see them both together again, and they kind of work things out, and she's possibly come to terms at least a little bit with the way she looks now, because that was obviously the really big thing, that she was gonna even kill herself at the end of the last episode that she was in. So I'm excited to see where things go. I thought this was a good episode where we got to hear a lot, from Hunter's perspective, all the craziness going on. Hunter escaping was actually pretty awesome, I thought, because I was sure that he was going to get busted once he found out that he was on just like a ship, like out in the ocean somewhere. So I thought that was actually awesome that he was even able to escape. It made him like even cooler to me. I like his character. I just thought it was really funny. But that was definitely a cool scene. And now we're gonna have Shield versus Shield, and who knows how the heck that's gonna go. We still have the stuff with Ward and Kara that was introduced in here, and then the stuff with Skye's father and Reyna and the Inhumans and all that stuff. So I think this is definitely a good episode. I'm incredibly excited for the next one, of course. I want to know what you guys thought about this episode, so please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts, your least favorite parts. And what I want to know is, what do you guys think of the real S.H.I.E.L.D? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think, Bobby and Mac are crazy for joining them and wanting to kill Coulson for, I understand, like, them not wanting all the secrets and this and that, but really, you can't have all this information out there. I mean, the secrets that he's keeping, like him keeping the alien stuff, kind of, I understand that one for sure, because it's definitely a big thing, because he was actually going crazy because of the writing. So that one, I think, has a lot of merit to it, to be completely honest, because he was actually going insane. But really, it's like a lot of the other stuff is just like normal spy stuff. Like, they're spies. That's what the organization is. I personally think they're kind of taking stuff really, really far, and like the extreme circumstances, like the alien writing and stuff like that, not exactly on him. I mean, he didn't choose to be killed in the Avengers, and he, didn't choose to be brought back to life through this crazy experimental technology that they had. Not really his choice, and I know some crazy stuff happened afterwards, and he was technically at fault because he was the leader. But like the city blowing up, like when they were talking about that, like the city collapsing and all that, I'm like, wouldn't you go for the same thing? Like, wouldn't you go to find out what the heck is this city? Maybe we ought to get there before HYDRA does, because they want to use this to basically take over / destroy the world. So, like, when they were saying some of the stuff, is like, well, at S.H.I.E.L.D., wouldn't you do the exact same thing and try to stop HYDRA? Because that's all they were doing. And then there were just a ton of crazy variables. Skye's father, that's why Skye was kidnapped. Ward, breaking out, and when they were trying to release him to Talbot, and all this other random stuff that happened. Sure, it seems like they have way more people. They have a giant ship on the ocean with tons of jets and stuff like that. So some stuff like that probably wouldn't happen with Ward escaping if they had people who were trained. But at the same time, they still did have enough people. They were just doing that as a show of kind of gratitude with Talbot. Like, hey, this is, or sort of a truce, peace offering. Like, hey, here's Ward, even though we want to keep him locked up, you want him. This is kind of our peace offering to show that we're on good terms and stuff like that. So personally, I feel like they're taking stuff way too far. Like, the one extreme circumstance, they're just completely ignoring and kind of lumping in like, yep, this and all of this other stuff, totally his fault. And it's like, I don't see it that way, but I want to know what you guys think about it. So please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.